Well, hello and welcome from the bathroom of the dollhouse for another reading from The Secret Language of Birthdays by Gary Goldschneider and Joost Elfers for July 6th, the day of magnetic desire. And here we have us an image of kind of like your tin can telephones, I reckon, except it's got like some of them old timey receivers. That's right, for magnetic desire. Hey, is it July 6th and it's your birthday today? Well, if it is, I just want to say happy birthday. And if you're finding this video long after your day has passed, well, I hope you had a happy birthday. For everyone else who's just joining us out of curiosity, I want to say welcome, and I hope you enjoy yourselves. Now, before we dive in, I would like to pick back up with the old dice roll. It is the Diecast birthday cast in this respect, so let's get us a crown and a root dice number to find out what your daily numbers are, yeah? It's intention, it's universal, it applies for whatever day you're finding it. At least that's the idea. So let's find out what we got here. Ooh, we got us a 3 and a 4. The old 4 in the crown and 3 in the root for a 7. So when you get out on your day, you be looking for them 4s, 3s, and 7s. I don't know, maybe you're heading down the street and there's a license plate that adds up to 7 and it's the love of your life in that car. Unless you already have a love of your life and maybe they're just handing out coupons for something you need at the store. Who's to say? Anything can happen out there, right? But you got that magnetic desire, apparently, so maybe all that comes to you without doing any of the numbers. Anyhow, let's dive in, shall we? Your month is July. Your day is the 6th. Your sign is 13 to 15 degrees Cancer, of the Cancer 2 period specifically, and your quality and element is Cardinal water. July 6th, the day of magnetic desire. Those born on July 6th are invariably involved in relationships and careers where there is mutual attraction / magnetism working with the object of their desire. There is a fatalistic cast to the lives of July 6 people in that life decisions sometimes seem less like choices than inevitabilities for them. The passion shown by July 6 people toward their fixation, whatever it happens to be, may seem unalterable once set, particularly in their younger days. Indeed, for July 6 people, the emotional motivation to do something can override consideration of an endeavor, afterthought, and make for a kind of fait accompli. For example, they may get into their mind that they must have another person as a lover or a friend, or perhaps they are possessed of a desire for a prize, award, career, or office. It is also possible that they are magnetically drawn to money or sex, independent of any specific object or person. The danger of these magnetic desires to the July 6 person are manifold. The shock, disappointment, and grief attendant to losing the object of their desire can be catastrophic. And if indeed they have put all their eggs in one basket, they may have ignored or overlooked some more obvious sensible object for their affections or ambition, even for years. Later, they may become bitter on the subject and filled with regret. If more general areas like sex and money, for example, are the object of their desire, they will of course come into contact with all kinds of human energy, both positive and negative. Those born on this day who surrender body and soul to desire may compromise their ideals, self-interest, and even self-respect, as they become entangled repeatedly in unhealthy relationships. Though maturity may come at a considerable cost, most born on this day eventually learn through experience to weigh the advantages and disadvantages of an endeavor or conquest before setting their sights on it. More highly evolved July 6 people realize that desire in itself can be positive, but that attachment to objects and a refusal to let go can be very destructive. Stuck, obsessed, dependent, and mired in one's emotions. They will use their magnetic abilities to further their personal growth, learning, consciousness, and spiritual outlook. Having the inside track On magnetic desire, July 6 people face great challenge and responsibility. The principal lesson they must learn is to treat each day, each moment, each person with whom they interact with care and kindness, rather than devoting all energy to a single object of desire, which ultimately leads to jealousy, envy, possessiveness, and all sorts of frustration. Best of all, those born on July 6 may find that dropping obsessiveness for a lighter, more well-rounded approach to life can prove to be like trading in a heavy burden for a newfound joy. Well, I say, you would think having a magnetic attraction would be a good thing, but they definitely pointed out how some of that might be negative or a little bit of a burden. I would have thought myself it'd be great because I have to fight tooth and nail for the objects of my desire, it would seem. And the old Fait Accompli, well, I'll leave a little description of that or a little definition of that in the description, or at least the spelling, so you can look it up. I had to look that one up for myself. But something that's predetermined and you don't even know about it. Who's to say? But maybe the old animal instinct or that animal magnetism is good for you. I don't know. I'm not a huge person to eat chicken off the bone, if you like, but maybe that works for you. If that's the case, more power to you. I was going to say, I first read this, I was a little jealous. I was like, man, they get what they want. But hey, maybe I'm just not looking hard enough. I'm not paying attention to them dice, right? Well, anyhow, let's move on to your numbers and your planets. All right. Those born on the 6th of the month are ruled by the number 6 and by the planet Venus. Because those ruled by the number 6 are magnetic in attracting love and admiration, and since Venus is strongly connected with social interaction, it is often a struggle for July 6 people to get privacy and seclusion they need for their work, as well as the emotional space necessary for the above-mentioned personal growth. Romantic love is often the dominant theme in the life of a person ruled by the number 6. And once again, you would think something good like attracting love would be, with the ease with which it may come would be great, but they just pointed out that you might sacrifice your privacy for as much. And people like me who have it in abundance kind of take it for granted. So I bet if it was taken away, I would definitely notice. Well, hopefully you are one of them more highly evolved July 6ers, and so you don't have to worry too much about that. Or you love not having privacy. Regardless of the case, let's move on to your tarot, the more eclectic of the metaphysical such things. And let's get into it, shall we? The 6th card of the major arcana is the Lovers, naturally, symbolizing the love that unites all of humanity through integration of masculinity and feminine polarities. On the good side of this card indicates affections and desires on a high morale, or moral, perhaps, aesthetic and physical plane. On the bad side, unfulfilled desires, sentimentality, and indecisiveness. Since the astrology of Cancer lends strongly magnetic moon influences, and both the tarot and the number 6 show the primary influence of Venus, there are few breaks available to July 6 people to slow the magnetic desires outlined above. Ooh, I dare say, once again, proved wrong. Everything you think would be positive, they're trying to spin negative. Kind of like when I was in Iraq, we had one of these spin cycle dryers that didn't necessarily dry your clothes, but it got the water out. Well, it was great until the magnets reversed polarity, and then the thing didn't work. So maybe try to reverse the polarity if that's an issue. I don't know. I don't know how you do that either. Maybe the dice numbers? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to your health. Your health. July 6 people periodically need time off from their work and relationships to be alone in order to develop self-control and awareness. As described, those born on this day manifest a kind of addictive behavior to life in general. So, of course, they must avoid habit-forming drugs of all sorts. They must also beware of food and drink addictions, or worse yet, harmful starvation diets in which they deny themselves essential nutrients. If possible, they should eat a well-rounded, balanced diet and not get stuck in any food obsessions or fetishes. And let's move on to some advice. All right. Learn to move on. Keep your mind open to new experiences and change. Develop your willpower and insight in order to withstand addictive or harmful temptations. Enjoy yourself in an easy way and keep it light. And here is your meditation. I am the point at which two lines intersect. All right. And let's move on to your strengths and your weaknesses. Your strengths: you're attractive, you're intent, and you're involved. Your weaknesses: you're obsessive, you're stuck, and you're addictive. Okay, let's move on to those born on this day so we know what company July 6 people are in. Maybe it'll provide even more, what do you call, context into the old animal magnetism. Eating that chicken off the bone. That's right. Okay, let me get the old liver ready, because I'm sure I'm going to mispronounce a couple of these. Butcher them if you like. All right, we start off with the Dalai Lama, the Tibetan religious and political leader. We have Vladimir Ashkenazi, a Russian pianist and conductor. I don't think I did too bad with that one. We have Frida Kahlo, the German-born Mexican symbolic realist painter, married to Diego Rivera. We also have James B. Wythe, the 20th century representational painter and member of the famous painting family. We also have Sylvester Stallone, the film actor. We have Della Reese, the singer. Janet Leigh, the film actress. Katie Tierhorst, a Dutch World War II resistance fighter and the Angel of Arnhem. We have Andrei Gromyko, a Soviet foreign minister. We have Merv Griffin, the singer, TV host, producer, and game show creator. We have Ned Beatty, the film actor. Bill Haley, the rock and roll star of Bill Haley and the Comets. We also have Nancy Davis Reagan, the singer, dancer, actress, and first lady. We have Emperor Maximilian I of Mexico. Says he was an Austrian archduke and executed. We have Candy Barr, the stripper and poet. We have Louise Erdrich, who was a novelist of tracts. We have Conrad Nicky Hilton, the hotel chain heir and the oldest son of Conrad Sr., and married Elizabeth Taylor. Magnetic attraction then. We have General Wojciech Jaruzelski, a Polish premier and a Communist Party head. I'm sure I butchered that one. Eleanor Clark, the short story writer, reviewer, novelist of The Bitter Box. And Shusaku Arakawa, the Japanese conceptual artist. I didn't do too bad there. The Polish and Russian names always tend to get me, but that's how that goes. All right. Your season is summer. Your sign, once again, is Cancer, of the Cancer 2 period specifically. And your quality and elements is Cardinal water. And this has been July 6th, the day of magnetic desire, from the Secret Language of Birthdays book, and by Gary Goldschneider and Joost, if I didn't mention that. Your numbers, once again, was 4 and 3 for 7. And let's see, what else do I have? I got a affiliate link for this book down in the description if you need something for them parties or company, for that old coffee table. Over 1 million copies sold for a reason, as I like to say. Even if you don't believe in this stuff, boy, it's entertaining one way or the other, and it will get the conversation started. Hey, if it was your birthday today, old July 6ers, I just want to wish you a happy birthday, regardless of how you interpreted this thing. Who's to say? It's good to have that insight into your personality, into your life, if it seems to apply. And for everyone else who just joined us out of curiosity, well, I hope you enjoyed yourself and you join us for your birthday reading. All right, take care of yourselves.